Hey there, welcome to another week of an SDR's journal. Bit of a background change. I'm currently sitting in Dubai recording this, visiting my family over here. Um, and it is week 15 of an SDR's journal now. If you've been here from week one, or this is your first SDR journal, I honestly didn't think I would make it to week 15. Um, I honestly thought when I started this off that I might do a couple of weeks, see how I feel about it, and potentially I wasn't too sure if I would continue or not, but surprisingly been enjoying this a lot more than I expected. And yeah, we're week 15, and hopefully we have another 15 weeks after this and another 15 after that. Um, but yeah, let's just so first off, just wanted to just show a bit of gratitude. Even if this is your first one, you've watched all 15. Just want to say thank you so much. Basically, in these with videos, I talk about three key lessons as an SDR at my time at Loopio for the week before. But let's get into this week's lessons without further ado. So the first one is I'm recording this at a moment when I'd say the emotions are a bit high per se, because it's a Monday morning while I'm like a Monday, I mean Monday morning Eastern, Monday evening where I'm at. And my morning started off with a couple of demos that were supposed to occur today getting canceled. And these were demos that I needed to occur for me to hopefully have a chance to hit my targets in December. Now, in those moments, especially for someone like myself, I can be quite harsh on myself with thinking that, you could have booked more demos, you could have maybe preponed your demos the week before. Why'd you leave it all to the last minute? It's December, all that kind of stuff. And I think, especially like, mind can get in the way of you doing your work. So there were all those thoughts coming in my head, and not gonna lie, my head was kind of hurting a bit. And just having in those moments, like, just having one to two things that bring you some level of happiness or kind of just get you out of that funk per se that you're in, can be really helpful. So from one of that things for me is like I love going on walks, whether it's like even like 15, 20 minutes, just getting out, walk, or going to the gym to like lift weights. But so what I did, especially because I'm in Dubai now, the weather is actually pretty good outside, is that around I just decided I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go on like a 20-minute walk, just kind of clear my head. And yeah, went down for a walk, cleared out my head, came back, and I was feeling a lot better. Because at least that just kind of got me out of my funk. Spoke my parents a bit, just been joking around with them, and those like 30 minutes, just like going on that walk and then speaking with my parents just a bit, kind of just like got me out of that zone of like being at work and kind of going through that feeling of failure per se. But yeah, so I guess in those moments, just having one or two things that you can kind of do to switch your mind off from work onto something else, even if it's like 15 to 30 minutes, can really have an impact. Because I came back feeling a lot better, and then I'm like, I just got to keep pushing forward. I don't have a choice. I mean, there's only so much you can complain about it. You just move on. And you keep prospecting. So that's number one. The second thing I'd say is, especially when you're having a qualification call or discovery call at the starting of my 10 years in SDR, one thing I would really struggle with is losing control of the call and then not being able to get it back. So what would happen is I'd start with a couple of questions, and we start talking, then the prospect would have a question, and then normally I would answer it and then pause, and they would have another question after. So what I found is more effective is like whenever a prospect asks a question, answer it in a sort of brief way, and then try to find out, dig a bit deeper as to why they're asking that question, or ask a question in return to kind of regain control back of that call. That's something that I found a lot more effective recently, because I did have an issue at times of losing control of the call, especially in my first couple of months as an SDR. And that was one piece of feedback that I did receive. And it's worked out a lot better for me. So let me know if you are able to try that, if that works any good. And the last thing I'd say is, and this one's been a really interesting thing. I think it's been a lesson that I've kind of known for a while, but it's really come into fruition in this SDR role, is that you learn the best when you actually teach, especially as you get more tenured in your role. You're 6 months in, 8 months, 12 months, whatever, and you have newer SDRs in your team, and your manager or like they're leaning on you. All the new SDRs are leaning on you to kind of answer some of the questions or to help them out in certain ways. I think that helping them helps you in the end, because I found personally, as I've had a chance to help more and more SDRs out, is that I'm able to pick up things faster, able to crystallize my learnings a lot better as well. So the more you're able to teach, the more you're able to learn. I think teaching is sometimes the most effective way to learn, which can sound a bit counterintuitive. It sounds a bit personal development-y, but I've actually seen its impact come to fruition, because I've always heard this idea of like the more you teach, the more you learn. The teacher actually learns the most, but it never actually came to fruition until I actually joined this role in the last month or so, especially since I've become more tenured in the role. I've noticed that more and more. So as an SDR, if you have the opportunity to teach people, teach other new SDRs specific aspects that you know you're decently good at or above average at, do take that time to, if you have that time to take the time out and actually teach someone something, because that can have a massive impact on them, but also on yourself. So there's the selfless component, it's a selfish component as well over there. So these are my 3 key learnings for this week. Week 15 done. We'll see you at week 16. Thanks for listening.